When we talk about world-renowned great conquerors, who are the people that comes to your mind? Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, Genghis Khan. We all know these great heroes did that cemented their legacy forever in history. But do you know about this West African king who created one of the largest empires in African history? He is known as Sonni Ali Ber, the Great Conqueror. Sunni Ali, also known as Sunni Ali Ber, was born in Ali Kolon. He reigned from 1464 to 1492. Sunni Ali was the first king of the Songhai Empire, located in Africa and the 15th ruler of the Sonni dynasty. Almost nothing is known about the early life of Ali, except that he was raised among his mother's people, the Faru of Sokoto, from whom he learned about the use of magical powers. When he grew older, he lived with his father Madogo, the 10th Sonni of Gao. Madogo was a strong military leader, and he too taught Ali the techniques of magic. Thus, by the time Ali became Sonni, he was adept in both arts of war and magic. In 1464, when Ali succeeded the 14th Sonni, Suleiman Dama, Gao was still a tributary province under the Mali Empire, which was then weakening. Trade in the Western Sudan was becoming less secure as the Tuareg and the Morsi raided more freely from the north and the south. Ali came to power in a centrally located and relatively strong state at a time when a power vacuum was developing in the Niger Basin, and immediately advanced against the Morsi and then moved to throw up Mali's rule. He succeeded in permanently freeing Gao from the once great Mali Empire and laying the basis for the Songhai Empire, which was even greater. Sunni Ali's ascension to the throne of the Songhai Kingdom of Gao was of very great importance. It marked the transformation of that small kingdom into the largest empire that's ever existed in the Sudan before the 19th century. Sunni Ali, also known as Sunni Ali Ber, meaning the Great, was therefore, like Sundiata, the real founder of the Songhai Empire. Sunni Ali saw himself first and foremost as an empire builder, and it took mayors to realize this life ambition. He first established a formidable regular army with a strong cavalry force mounted on horses imported from North Africa. He built up a powerful navy of war cannons for speedy transportation of soldiers and war materials on the Niger. The navy was put under the command of a chief naval officer known as the Ikoi. With a strong army and navy, he embarked on a career of consolidation, conquest, and expansion. It began with Timbuktu, which had been under Tuareg's control since 1433. Omar, ruler of Timbuktu, exasperated by the oppressive rule of the Tuaregs, invited Sunni Ali to take over the city. Acting on this invitation, he invaded the city and captured it in 1468. The city was plundered, the Tuaregs driven out, and the Muslim scholars and the leaders who opposed his rule were put to the sword, while the rest fled to Walata. Then Jenne, another great center of trade and Muslim education, fell to Sunni Ali in 1473 after a long siege. The people of Jenne welcomed the Conqueror and were therefore spared the bloody persecution and pillage to which Timbuktu had been subjected. With the capture of Timbuktu and Jenne, Sunni Ali annexed large part of the eastern half of the Mali Empire and thus acquired complete control of the greater length of the upper Niger. Turning south, he campaigned against the powerful Morsi kingdom of Yatinga. Although he failed to subdue the Morsi, he kept them in check beyond the southern boundary of the empire. The white tribes of the Umbori Mountains were conquered and their territory annexed to the empire. He then pushed eastward and conquered people up to the Hausa state of Kebbi. The Fulani of Masina were also subdued. Sonni Ali's 28 years reign was remarkable for his consistent military conquest and imperial expansion. Muslim chroniclers have painted an inglorious picture of Sonni Ali, one referred to him as a tyrant, evil and oppressive, another as a great oppressor and destroyer of towns, with a hard and unjust act. This is not surprising, for Sonni Ali was hostile to the Muslim scholars, especially those of Timbuktu, and was tolerant of the non-Muslim adherents of traditional religion in the empire. He was himself an indifferent Muslim. This earned him the antagonism of the Muslim scholars. His indifference to Islam derived from the fact that he saw the Islamic religion as undermining the traditional pagan religion, which was still the basis of his power and influence among the vast majority of the subjects. He was hostile to the Muslim scholars of Timbuktu because they opposed his rule. He also suspected them of collaborating with the Tuaregs, who were his bitter enemies. The testimony of the Muslim chroniclers seems grossly exaggerated, particularly so when his humane treatment of the scholars of Jenne is remembered. Indeed, Sonni Ali remained one of the greatest rulers in West Sudanese history. He laid the strong, solid foundation of the Songhai Empire upon which his successors, notably Askar Muhammad I, built. According to tradition, Sonni Ali is said to have died by drowning in 1492 while returning from a successful campaign against the Fulani of Goma. By the time of his death, he had converted the petty kingdom of Gao into a vast empire, stretching from Jenne in the west to Kebbi in Hausaland in the east, and from Timbuktu in the north to the borders of the Morsi kingdoms to the south. An unbiased chronicler paid him this tribute. He surpassed all the kings, his predecessors, in the number and valor of his soldiers. His conquests were many and his renown extended from the rising to the setting of the sun. If it is the will of God, it will be long spoken of. Sonni Ali is revered even today by the people of the Niger Republic of West Africa. Sonni Ali was succeeded by his son, Bakari Da, also known as Sonni Dao or Baru. Sonni Dao's strong attachment to Songhai traditional religion soon precipitated a Muslim revolt against him. The revolt was led by Muhammad Touré, a devout Muslim who was Sonni Ali's chief minister and one of his leading generals. In the civil war that followed, Muhammad Touré was victorious and was proclaimed king, while Sonni Dao was deposed after only a 14-month reign. The victorious Touré, in derisive defiance, took Askia as his successor's title. Thus ended the Sonni dynasty in 1493, and the Askia dynasty of Songhai was founded. Thanks so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell to get upcoming videos faster. Thanks again.